What's up guys? Welcome to another video. This time I'm going to take you to the gym. Fortunately my wife won't be joining me today, but I am going to be doing something different. It's not going to be legs and abs day, it's going to be arms and shoulders day. So what's been working is actually going on a deeper deficit as much as possible on like most days, and at the same time eating as much vegetables as I can. There are actually some days where I just cut out rice altogether, and instead of focusing more on the calories, I'm actually focusing more on the amount of protein I'm taking in. So as long as I'm able to hit roughly over 100 grams of protein, then I'm pretty much good for the day. And what that's given me is basically an easy pass towards my weekends, right? So as long as I'm hitting a pretty low deficit towards like most of the days of the week, towards the weekends when I actually eat a lot more, whether we eat out or because, you know, we just snack on some more food. Basically what happens is that since I'm such a low deficit, the week evens out. I've been trying to consciously put an effort into doing cardio each day. So I started off with just simple walks. I went out to actually buy some bananas, and after that I got a haircut, and another day I bought another bunch of bananas, so that helped too. And pretty much that's what I've been doing, and it seems to be working. I've lost several pounds over the last few days. Whether it's coincidence or really just something that's been waiting to happen, the important thing is I've actually started losing weight. My lowest weigh-in was at 256.9, which is a huge jump from my previous days. And since I've been eating a lot more over the past 3 days, my weight has actually jumped a little bit back up to 257.9, and it's been fine. So starting off with some preacher curls. Since there was a lag between my left arm versus my right arm in terms of my biceps, I actually wanted to try out something different. So for the last 2 sessions that I had for arms, I actually went with 25 pounds for my left arm and then 20 pounds for my right arm. Now normally I would go with 25 for both, but in this case, I wanted to make sure that I get more strength in my left arm compared to my right arm. Hopefully I can see some differences. I'll try to go with 25 pounds for both arms, and hopefully by then I'll be able to see both of my arms being able to do the same weight. If not, then I'll just keep doing the same thing. This time around we're doing the hammer curls, and I think it really helps build a stronger arm overall, because you still get to use those muscles under the biceps as well, right? So might as well train them. Now I actually forgot to do the same thing with this particular exercise, because I want to do the same thing with all my bicep exercises, that I would have a heavier weight on my left arm and then a lighter weight on my right arm. Just got carried away, so I just continued doing the normal thing, which is just have 25 pounds on both arms. And finally, this one is like a variation of the Bayesian curls, but the thing is, since I can't really do them standing up, since the cables are pretty far away, I actually opted to do it sitting down and then doing it one arm at a time, because unfortunately there are no adjustable cable machines in this gym right now, and it's fine. We make do of what we have, so it's all good. Now moving on to my triceps exercises, the first one I always love doing is the overhead tricep extension. It's a little bit hard to set up since you have to twist your body around, but I found that it really helps build the triceps a lot better. Plus it's a completely different movement from the next tricep exercise that I will do later on. One thing that you might notice is that there's a big difference between how much I can lift with my triceps versus my bicep. Are you guys experiencing the same thing? The last one for my triceps exercise are the tricep pull downs. Somehow, these are actually a little bit more difficult to do. I'm not sure if it's just because of my fatigue from the previous set, which were the overhead tricep extensions, but for some reason, I just can't do the same amount of weight while doing these tricep pull downs. So oftentimes I would actually do is I'll drop the weight by one plate just so that I can do about the same number of reps. Alright, now next one is going to be a little bit different. Normally, I always like to do some isolation exercises in the sense that I would like to focus more on, like for my bicep curls, right? You only focus on just the biceps. But for this case, since there are 3 different heads on the shoulders or the delts, I actually wanted to try doing sort of like a circuit where I do lat raises first and front raises and these last exercises for the rear delts, just so that it works the entirety of my shoulder. Not gonna lie, these are actually pretty tiring. And this is what I'm talking about. Normally I would do 2 sets of each exercise, but for this case, I actually just go with 1 set of like the 3 exercises that I told you about. I would actually do another set just for the side delts, just because I think my front and rear delts are already worked during my chest and the back days. I also like doing exercises for my forearms. Basically, it's a wrist extension and some wrist curls. I'm pretty sure I mentioned this before, but I also like working on my side delts and my upper traps whenever they don't feel any fatigue. So for this case, since I don't feel any soreness in my traps, I actually opted to do 2 sets for my traps this time around. As usual, I try to do a Kelso shrug, and after that, once I can't do any more Kelso shrugs, I actually just go with a regular shrug instead. And of course, capping it all off with a very refreshing protein shake. Finally done with my workout. It's cold as heck right now. Usually it does get cold all the way up until Feb, and then it starts to become summertime here in the Philippines and becomes, hot as heck. But right now it's really cold. I'm actually chilly. Maybe it's because I'm perspiring. I actually perspire a lot whenever I go to the gym, or even when I was a kid. I always perspire a lot, so it's not a big surprise. I did struggle with the pain on my left shoulder. It's not an incredible pain. It's just that I know that it's something I have to take care of. and I have to make sure that I'm not straining it too much to the point where something might when something feels like it's gonna break. It's not that close to that yet, so I want to try to avoid that as much as possible. So that's something I've been doing. I only started to feel this like last week, so hopefully it goes away. I'm going to try my best not to strain it too much. Check back again later once I'm home. So in terms of my overall progress for the last few days, I finally broken through my plateau and actually reached an all-time low of 256.9 pounds. And although I ate a bunch over the weekend, I don't feel like it's going to hamper any of my progress. At least I got to enjoy some of my meals and really had fun doing the new diet that I'm on. Like I said at the start of the video, I actually don't eat that much rice anymore. If I can, I try to avoid it. And in most cases, I actually eat a bunch of vegetables and as much protein as I can. I try to go for a sweet spot between 100 grams or more, and if it's more, obviously I would prefer that, but I don't try to force it if I can't do so. In terms of my physique overall, I think I've lost a bunch of weight in different areas of my body, particularly on my stomach and my legs. While I still have the love handles, I feel like within the past few days of me really focusing more on just protein and vegetables, I really started shredding a ton of fat. And all things considered, my muscles are also getting stronger and stronger. I keep doing progressive overload and haven't really reached any sort of plateau in that regard, whether it be for my arms, for my shoulders, for my legs, or for my chest and back. So I'm pretty happy about that. That pretty much sums up all that happened within the last few days. Thank you so much for watching this video. It brings me great joy to be able to share all this with you guys. And your awesome comments and engagement in my videos really do help me push forward even more. So if there's anything that you want to see in any of my upcoming videos, feel free to share it down below in the comments. Thank you again for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Peace out. Adding activities to your day will make you lose weight. Oh.